Hey, it's Leo. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a January Shoutout Queer book review. This is actually a re-recording because I lost the footage on my previous video. Note to self, do not delete the temp files created by your video editing software unless you're certain they're not being used by said software. The good news is I think that I figured out why my videos were showing up as all washed out, so we shall see. Hopefully this one will turn out better. These Shoutout Queer book reviews are a series that I'm doing as part of my contribution to Shoutout. Shoutout is a volunteer-driven, non-monetized digital media outlet that highlights the politics, art, entertainment, news, and local stories, particularly impacting the LGBTQ+ community in the Pacific Northwest of the United States. You can find me and other content creators at facebook.com/shoutoutpdx. With each video that I upload, I like to lift up a different nonprofit that's doing good in the world. I like to do this because it reminds me of all of the people who are working to make the world a better place. I'll make a donation and I encourage you to check them out. Like, share, follow, donate as you are inspired. This week, I'm donating to the National Center for Transgender Equality. Particularly, I want to support their work surrounding immigration. They write, transgender immigrants come to the U.S. for many reasons, including seeking safety from persecution in their countries of origin, for a chance at a better life. Some transgender people come to the U.S. through legal processes and possess documents that verify their acceptance into the U.S. as immigrants, refugees, or temporary guest workers. However, a significant number of transgender immigrants are unable to obtain legal permission to migrate and arrive in our nation as undocumented immigrants. Among an already marginalized community, studies show that undocumented transgender people face higher risks of discrimination and violence in employment, housing, health care, when seeking services, and even in their own home. NCTE's immigration work focuses on three distinct areas: technical assistance to immigration attorneys and legal services regarding transgender matters, working with federal agencies that administer and carry out asylum and refugee determinations, as well as the Border Patrol and immigration and detention systems, and 3, supporting the work of grassroots activists and communities of transgender immigrants across the country who seek legal protection and services for their communities. So again, I'll make a donation and I encourage you to check them out. Thanks! 2 other quick announcements before I get into the reviews for this video. The t-shirt that I'm wearing, Liberty and Justice for All White Homework, is from a Patreon that I'll link down below, White Homework, which has resources and free content for people looking to learn more about anti-racism and creating justice. Also, if you haven't seen the announcement yet, Margaret Pernard and Bethan Bruninga Sokolar and others are doing a readathon in February. This readathon is to support and promote Black author-tubers. And so there's a spreadsheet on Google Docs that is, I'll link down below, where you can sign up to do a buddy read, or you can see which books that the booktubers are going to be reading if you are a viewer and want to read along. I'm really looking forward to the one that I'm going to be reading. I encourage you to check it out. For this Shoutout Queer book review, I'm going to be recommending 2 books. The first is a 4.5 star and the second is a 5 star, so stay tuned to the end. The first is written by a queer author with a sapphic element, and that is A Memory Called Empire by Arkady Martine. This is a sci-fi political thriller mystery, and it involves this character, Ambassador Mahit Desmarais, who is an ambassador from a small independent station who is assigned to come into the center of the Tex-Kalani Empire, where her predecessor has been killed, possibly murdered, probably. They shall see. The Tex-Kalani Empire is definitely an empire that sets its sight on absorbing and steamrolling over the smaller entities around it. And so Mahit wrestles with both the longing to be a part of this community in the empire that she admires because of their love of language and poetry. There's even a poetry contest in the story, but also trying to maintain her own identity and protect her own secrets and interests as this member of this independent station. As she's investigating the death of her predecessor, there are also assassination attempts on her own person, and so things get very interesting. There are great characters, particularly one related to a technological component that I won't reveal, as well as the liaison 3 Seagrass and her buddy from school 12 Azalea, and the advisor to the Emperor 19 Ads. Again, this is a smart novel that if you love language and culture and a contemplation on imperialization and what that is like to experience from the outside, if you're looking for murder, thriller, in political intrigue, then I definitely recommend A Memory Called Empire. It is book 1 in a duology, so I will now need to read book 2. There's also a great longer discussion, which I'll link down below, where Margaret Pennard and Katya from Read, Write, Create and Amrita by the Book have a fuller discussion on the themes and story of this book. My 5-star read for the January Queer Shoutout Book Review: my neighbors are having a parkour tournament upstairs. My 5-star recommendation for this Queer Shoutout book review is Light from Uncommon Stars by Rika Aoki. Rika Aoki is an Asian American trans woman, and this book, Light from Uncommon Stars, probably will be on my best of 2022 list. It is really good. I recommend it. There is Shizuka Satomi, who is a violinist who has sold her soul to the devil and then renegotiated the deal so that instead she can get her soul back if over 49 years she negotiates the sale of 7 other violinists to sell their soul to the devil. She's done this successfully 6 times, but she's on year 49 and hasn't yet found number 7. So she's on the hunt. We then meet Katrina Nguyen, who is a trans teen runaway. She is fleeing violence from her home and is also a very good violinist. Their paths also cross with Lan Tran, who is a retired ship captain who has brought her family of refugees to own and operate a donut shop in the San Gabriel Valley. Now, the thing about these refugees is that they're aliens escaping from an intergalactic war. Let's see, we've got the violinist and the prodigy and the alien, and their lives come together. I really like this bit from the blurb. It says, as the lives of these 3 women become entangled by chance and fate, a story of magic, identity, curses, and hope begins, and a family worth crossing the universe for is found. So I definitely recommend this book if you are looking for a really great characterization, delightful storytelling, humor and realness, and laugh out loud moments, and great story arcs. There are some content warnings for the transphobia that Katrina experiences, as well as some of the violence that accompanies that. But I also appreciated that it showed her dealing with those experiences. For survival, she does some sex work, and the book's depiction of that maintains her dignity and shows sex work as work, which I thought was important. This book was just really good. I listened to it on audio in one entire sitting. I just couldn't do anything else until I finished it. And I just wanted to know more about these characters and participate with them on this journey. There's also really wonderful side characters. We have Lucy, who runs a violin repair shop that has been handed down to the family through the generations, but it's been from father to son. But as a woman, she's not allowed to take over the shop according to the family traditions, and so there's a lot of struggle and inner monologue about that. There's also a really great character who is a hologram projected from the ship. I don't want to give spoilers, but it's really good. I loved the housekeeper character. The demon was pretty good too. It was just really good. So that is A Light from Uncommon Stars, 5-star read. Highly recommend. That's all I have for you today. Have you read any of these? What are some queer books that you are reading these days? Let me know in the comments below. Please feel free to like and subscribe and do all the things. I'd love to continue the conversation. And until next time, happy reading.